Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our special Halloween episode of Holistic Health and Hot Mamas. We are the Hot Mamas. We're switching things up and we're dressed for Halloween. We're having some technical difficulties. I realize that scarecrows really can't do much with their hands, so it's really inhibiting my ability to be efficient. So, hi, Court. Welcome to the show. How are things going? How's your week? You look fabulous. You look like a movie star, and you should be in a movie. So, and I know which movie. You look exactly like a star right out of Hocus Pocus.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I'm Winifred Sanderson today.
So we already have Justin tuning in, my best bud. So Justin saying trick or treat. Thanks, Justin. We're right in the mood for that. So, and we're gonna switch things up. I don't know if we're going to talk about candy, but we are going to talk about some Halloween treats today for sure. So let's talk about our recap of last week. I wasn't as proactive as you were. You did as you promised and posted in the Facebook group, and you put your jeans in there, and you also put your what was the other thing that you put in? Two things.
I shared a little bit about my hair care routine and like the backstory of the hair products that I use, and I also shared some pictures from my hike that I did with my daughter and my husband.
All right, so you were right on it. We have another comment. Kimberly's tuning in. Wow, you guys look awesome. Happy Halloween. Thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate it. And so we're looking forward to tonight's show. We're switching things up. We're going to be able to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to try to share this out there so we can get some more people tuning in. We have Kimberly and Justin, and thanks for that. So, Court, why I'm doing that? Why don't you talk about what you want to talk about? What is your topic of the? Well, first of all, I have to weigh in here. Well, I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna comment on Justin's comment because I have a funny story about that. So go ahead and tell everybody what you want to talk about. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about Halloween. I'll be chiming in, but I'm also want to share this a little bit.
Yeah, so I had a pretty good week this week. I actually got to spend some time with my mom and her boyfriend, my husband, and my two daughters, and we all went out to eat the other night, and that was really fun. We don't really get to do many things like that during the week, so that was a lot of fun to get to see them. Also, last night, my husband and I carved some pumpkins for our daughters. Luckily, they got the easy part. They just got to pick, whatever design they wanted. And then they, took out a couple of the seeds. And then my husband and I had the rest of the hard work to do. But we had some fun, and we had a little friendly competition with it. So I really, I enjoyed that. And I look forward to carving the pumpkins every year.
That is exciting. I do not look forward to carving the pumpkins every year. I never have. Uh, so, um, so I just never wanted to put my hands in the seeds, and I didn't care for that at all. So I give you a lot of credit for that. I have done it, but very sparingly. And for most people who know me, I'm crazy about the holidays. I go over the top most holidays. I decorate every and not in a overdone way, but I have a lot of holiday decorations. Courtney can attest to that, and I like to go all out on the holidays for sure. But that's one thing I never like to do: the carving of the pumpkins. So, and and that's great. So my celebrations, I think I talked about my trip, but I went to a nice family party on Friday. That was super fun. And we got to, I love being around my sisters, and that was a good time. And then we actually my oldest son is getting ready to go to college, and we went on a college trip, and I think we may have found the perfect college for him. So that was it was the first trip, and it may potentially be the best trip, although it's a little bit heartbreaking thinking about my guy going off to college. But I enjoyed the trip. We had fun. We went out to a nice lunch, and it was interesting to see him really if, looking at that experience through his eyes, because I don't think he had any idea what a college was going to look like. So it was fun.
Yeah, that
It
sounds a
was
lot of
fun.
fun. And I can imagine that being bittersweet. I don't want to think about when that time comes for me.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. So, well, now what? Now we're gonna. What's next on our list? We talked about our celebrations. What's our topic of the week? This week we said we were going to talk about financial fitness, and let's delve in. What do you have to say about that? That's a tough one. It's a tough one, I think, from many different perspectives. Right? Um, we have young people, and then we have people gearing up for retirement. You talk about what you think about, and I'll chime in and comment as we go along.
Yeah, I think especially for young people when they get their first like debit card or credit card, it's so easy to just, swipe and not really pay attention to exactly what you're spending. So my biggest tip is to track your spending, let's say for like a month or so or a few weeks, just really pay attention to what you're spending, and then from there it can help you build a budget. um, so track your spending for a certain amount of time. And then after that, really think like what was necessary, what could I cut back on, and make like a certain number for your budget and try, as best as possible to stick to that.
Yeah, I love that. So my tips, and I'm gonna kind of expand on your tips for young people in particular, and this is something that I did. Protect your credit rating. That's my number one tip. For 10 years in my 20s, I went crazy. I was in college. I got that first pre-approved credit card, and yeah, it's tough. You get the credit card, but you don't have an income. I was in school, and I was too busy, quite frankly, wanting to spend my money at happy hour to be paying any bills. And for a long time, for about 10 years, my credit really suffered, and it took me a long time to turn that around. But and it's a different time now. If you don't protect your credit score, you're not going to be able to buy a home. You don't even get to, sometimes your car insurance is impeded, and people check your credit score when you're applying for jobs now, and that was something that wasn't done in my time. So I think you really have to protect that. That's my number one uh, suggestion. And actually Kimberly's chiming in, and my second tip, try to pay yourself first 10 to 20% out of every paycheck, and don't touch it. Credit is key. Don't miss a payment. Justin's timing in. Credit cards, sometimes we overuse them for sure. Absolutely. And you really should try not to do that. And my third tip is for young people coming out. I will tell you, I think that you should um, start saving for retirement right out of the gate. The first time you get a job, even if it's $5 a paycheck, because so many positions now don't have pensions. And I think, 20, 40 years ago, almost every position you would come out of, you'd have some type of pension. Now that's not true. You really have to start saving on your own and take care of those endeavors. And the earlier you start, the more income you're going to make, and the more latitude you'll have. You really want to be able to really retire comfortably. You really need, depending, but you really need about $1 million at least in the bank to really be able to live the lifestyle, because that's going to, let's say you retire at 60, you live till 80, that's 20 years. $1 million really isn't a lot. I mean, that's a baseline. And it takes some time to earn that much. And I'm not savvy in investments, but I know enough about it that and if that's another thing I'll recommend. If you have the wherewithal, or you have any type of capacity or financial acumen, I advise you to try to learn about investments, because they really pay off. And I wish I had done that. And it's not really a great interest of mine, but I wish it was. So
Yeah, I think that everything that you touched on is very important, and especially the retirement piece. I think a lot of younger people, like they're not thinking about that at all. But if you wait until you're, 40 to start thinking about it, then, you've lost a lot of time that you could have been saving.
And it's what Kimberly, it goes in line with what Kimberly said, pay yourself first. If you're having some $20 automatically taken out of your paycheck and deposited into a retirement account, you don't even think about it because you never had it. And then every raise and then I would go ahead and just build on that and build on that. So all right, great. So that's our financial fitness segments. Our next segment is going to be self-care around the world. And I know that we both typically find something and we share that, but I had a very difficult time, and I think that we discussed it before we came on air, and we were starting to rethink it. And the reality is it's very difficult to come up with two self-care tips around the world because there are so many countries out there. I mean, there are a lot, but so we decided that we're going to combine it. We're going to trade off, and this week I'm going to throw it to you. What's your self-care tip?
So in India, they have laughter yoga. So they don't wait for something funny to happen to laugh. They just laugh on purpose. Sometimes they do it just individually, and sometimes they do it in a group. And I think that's really funny. Like, have you ever met anyone that, like, if something funny happens, you don't necessarily laugh at the thing that was funny, but you just laugh at the person's laugh? So I think that could be, something really contagious and something really fun to do. My father-in-law, he laughs at like the silliest things, and I never really laugh with him. I just laugh because his laugh is so funny to me. So I think that would be something that I would really enjoy.
That is funny. I think laughter really makes the world go around for sure. I mean, we think about that when we talk about it. Um, and but I never, it seems odd. I mean, yeah, how do you laugh on key? That would be a little bit difficult, but I'm willing to try anything. I guess coming up in our next segment, if I have one of those pumpkin martinis, it might be a lot easier there for sure. So that's fun. That's fun. So, all right. So now we're going to segue into, yeah, Courtney's Corner. What do you have on tap?
So I was thinking, because it's Halloween season, do you or anybody that's watching, do you guys believe in ghosts? I definitely believe in ghosts. I don't really believe in necessarily like spooky ghosts that are, trying to haunt us, but I believe in like if a loved one passed away, I believe that they can, come back to us and, show signs that they're there. But I don't think I've ever had one of those experiences, but I would be interested if it did happen to me. What do you think?
So Justin is saying ghosts are real. Uh, I definitely believe in ghosts. I'm going to go back to this. We had Courtney and Joanne always make. We assume you mean always make you laugh. But yeah, so I'm going to say this is so crazy that you say that because this week I think somebody came and I had a ghost that came into my house. I
Oh my
definitely believe in I definitely believe in the afterlife. I will preface it in that respect. And I've been to a couple of psychics. I was very, very skeptical for a very long time. And, I was struggling at a period in my life about, I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that. And, I don't consider myself uh, a religious person anymore, but I do consider myself a spiritual person. And I believe that when I went to the psychic, she told me some things that nobody else in the world could possibly know, even if you Googled it. And and I don't think that every single psychic is valid or has true abilities, but I know that this woman does for sure. And I'll shout her out, actually, Deborah Hanlon. I'm a big fan of hers, and I've been to her several times. And I also have a friend, Cynthia Fontaine, another great psychic, and I think that they're both fabulous. If anybody's interested, Cynthia's all over Clubhouse, and you can find Kathleen joining in. This is fabulous. Kathleen saying the same. She believes in the same. I believe she thinks and I think she's agreeing about the spirituality. And actually, Kathleen's mother really is the one who prompted my belief in psychic. She came and visited her sister during one of those sessions, so that's really what started it. So I definitely believe in the afterlife. But this week, I was standing in my kitchen, and I thought I heard one of my sons call me, and it was a distinct voice. The TV wasn't on, and I turned around and I thought one of my sons said something to me, and I turned around and I said, "Are you calling?" and and I turned around and I looked, my house is like a center hall or center, I don't know what it's called, but the staircase in the center and I have an open kitchen. And I looked around into the living room to see if anybody was in there. And I said, and I heard somebody say to return it back and say, "No, I'm not." And it was really, I was taken aback, and I looked for my sons. I thought my sons were playing a trick on me. Nobody was there. And I honestly do believe that it was someone speaking to me. And this happened to me a couple of times. And then I always look at the time because I think to myself, it really kind of freaks me out. And I always think to myself, I'm going to look at the time because what if something happened and somebody I love died? And then I always want to be able to reference that time and see if it was that individual. But thankfully, that's never happened. But um, so
Wow,
yeah,
that's so
so
spooky. That's so interesting. I always find stories like that so fascinating. I've never had anything like that happen to me, but that's pretty cool.
and they also say sometimes, and I believe this is true. I mean, I don't know if you probably never met my grandfather, but he was a heavy smoker, and sometimes I can smell smoke in the house, and I believe that it's him coming back to say hello to me or to send me a message. Kim is telling us. Adam's asking, "What's my costume?" I'm a scarecrow, Adam. So I don't feel so confident about my costume now if you don't know what I am.
Does everybody know
and,
who I am?
and Courtney is from the movie Hocus Pocus. What is, I forgot your person's name.
Her name is Winifred Sanderson.
So Kathleen saying Scarecrow, hello. All right, thank you, Kathleen. Thank you. So Kimberly saying Gary is watching with the other AirPod and watching too. I'm going to have to join the Facebook group. He's not really Facebook savvy. He's trying to teach him. All right, that's great. So Justin is weighing in, and I'm not so sure about this one, but Justin is weighing in, and he is saying witches are real. I don't have any experience with that. All right, Adam. Thank you. Adam's saying thank you. That's what he thought. I feel a little better. Thanks, Adam. um, so I'm not sure about witches. We live on the Northeast and we're fairly close to Salem, Massachusetts. That's a big excursion here. A lot of people go out to Salem, and I haven't done that, but that is something I'm interested in doing. I know that the witch trials were real, and many women were burned at the stake because they were accused of being witches, but I'm not sure. What do you think about that?
Well, I actually had a friend when I was in high school, I believe, who his family considered themselves, I believe it's a religion. Or that's what he called it, at least. I'm not really that educated on it, so but I would be willing to learn if anybody has any more information. But they were Wiccans, they said. So I don't really know a lot about it. So I don't know if that's what Justin is referring to.
Well, Justin actually lives in Massachusetts, so he may be fairly close to Salem as well.
Oh wow, so he might know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, and he is saying being a witch is a religion, and I believe that that's true too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that is something, maybe we can do some research on that for next week. We won't be that far out of Halloween, or Justin's my main researcher, and if he says it's true, I believe it. I want to pedal back to Justin's earlier comment before I forget, and because this really makes me laugh. Where is it? Oh, let's see. This one. Uh, don't toilet paper people's houses. I will say that I will agree with that, Justin, and I'm going to tell you, Kimberly's chiming in. Joanne has toilet papered a few houses, not even all on Halloween, if I remembered correctly. So I have not toilet papered any houses, but in my day, one time we toilet papered someone's car. A friend of ours is a fun joke, and that was back when I was just out of high school. I was in college, and they came back and retaliated. I drove my parents' car, and I'll never forget. And this is probably why my sister Kimberly remembers. So in the middle of the night, my friends came and toilet papered my parents' home, which isn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. They did the trees, not too bad. But then they toilet papered my parents' car. They completely covered my parents' car in toilet paper, and then covered the toilet paper with dish soap.
Oh no.
And my parents, of course, had to go to work in the morning. And I remember lying in bed, and I remember lying in bed, and my father coming up and pounding on our 4-bedroom doors. I had 3 sisters. He pounded on the 4-bedroom doors and told us to come out and clean the car so they could get to work. I did not fess up that it was me, my friends, although I knew it was in retaliation. Yeah, that was certainly Kimberly saying, "Damn, I thought you toilet papered trees." Was that Marlene? But my friends came back and they toilet papered the trees. I don't know. That must have been Marlene. I didn't do any trees. So too funny. Adam is saying his Halloween costume now is going to be a toilet paper house. Thanks for the idea. That's actually a fun one. You can make it. You can make it out of a refrigerator box or
Cardboard.
something like that. Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
have to. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, actually. So Justin is saying, did I get in trouble? No, I didn't get in trouble. Well, we didn't really get in trouble. My parents were pretty easygoing, but yeah, but we all got in trouble. We all had to get up early and clean that car. And I will tell you, dish soap, it's very difficult to rinse off of anything, but it's certainly hard to get off wet, mushy toilet paper off of a car. So I am suggesting you don't do that. And, and he's saying, "What a mess, girls." That was my guy friends, Kathleen, who did that to the car, not the girls. So, so
That's funny.
that was
When my husband and
Kathleen's
I were just dating, we went to my brother-in-law, my husband's brother's work at like midnight because he worked overnights, and we saran wrapped his whole entire car, and he was not happy when he got out.
No, that's funny. Adam saying he toilet papered his boss's car. That was funny. I'm curious. Did you ever get caught? Did you get in trouble, Adam? Yeah, that would be fun. Halloween is certainly a fun time, but I think yeah, people have to. Uh, she was Anthony's Kathleen's son. Uh, she said, I believe it was your guy. I believe it was your guy, friends, for sure, for sure." So how come there's people out being mischievous on Halloween night? I think it's just fun. And I think that because of course it's trick or treat. That's the thing. You get a trick or a treat. But I think you have to be mindful, Justin, that you want to you want to have fun, but you don't want to be malicious and hurt anybody. But Halloween should be enjoyed for sure. Jason's joining the show. Hi, ladies. How you doing? We're having a lot of fun. We had some technical difficulties. The one disappointment of our evening, and I'm going to shout him out, is Chris P. Bacon was supposed to come on dressed like Bacon. He's laughing in the background. And had I known he couldn't find a costume, I would have been right on it. So I already promised him next year he's going to be dressed up with us. So that's going to be fun. Adam saying he did get caught. She was with a friend in a car and ran in the building and hid in his office. so yeah, you got to be careful, Justin. If you're out doing any tricks, don't get caught.
My friend, when I was in high school, my friends and I used to put traffic cones on like our friends' houses, and we thought we were so slick, and we got caught plenty of times, like by my friends' parents, and they would call us and say, "Come pick this back up and bring it back to where you found it. Don't leave it here."
Kimberly saying, "Courtney, do you remember the shaving cream fights when you were young? That was fun."
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I should do that with my kids.
Yeah, you should. So we should segue into, we want to talk about, we talked about the ghost. So we're going to segue into my segment, Tierney's Tidbit. So I'm going to talk about, and, I will say this, that I love to throw a party. I think that I put a lot of time and effort into my parties, and I try to make things really fun. Adult Halloween parties are super fun. I looked up some new ideas, although I have plenty of old ones. Jason's saying he's going to be a Viking for Halloween. That should be super fun. But well, first of all, let's start with a signature drink. I think any party, any holiday party, and as you know, I'm crazy about the holidays. There is a pumpkin spice martini, and I think it's a pumpkin cream martini, and you put some vodka in. I like Tito's or Grey Goose, but some pumpkin liqueur. You shake it with Irish cream, and then you dip the rim in cinnamon sugar. So that is a fun holiday themed signature drink for your Halloween party. For you adults out there, you can make a virgin one too. You just don't. You could do it with pumpkin and milk. You could do it and then make it into more of a milkshake with the sugared rim. So that's super fun for anybody who doesn't have alcohol. Justin is saying don't drink on Halloween, but I will say, Justin, you can drink in moderation if you're an adult and alcohol isn't an issue for you. Thank you, Kim. Kathleen, my parties rock. Thank you. I do I do pride myself on my parties. I will say that. I love to be social and I love to throw a party for sure. And I've had a lot of good times at my parties. That's absolutely sure. So that's fun. I also found if you take a card table and you put tape on it, you can take little pumpkins and do pumpkin tic-tac-toe. That looks super fun. It's something different. Of course, there's all the traditional games as well. But here's a super fun one. And what about a pumpkin wine dispenser? We saw that where you carve out the pumpkin and you do the jack-o'-lantern and you take one of those bags of wine and put it through the hole in the mouth of the pumpkin. That looked like a great idea. So that's fun too. So that's something you can do as well. And Justin's saying don't drink and drive, and that is absolutely true. Nobody should be drinking and driving on any day, nevertheless Halloween. But that's something we certainly advocate for safe driving and alcohol-free driving. But here, this one's going to be a little bit controversial. Kim's has a good point. Joanna's the hostess with the mostest. Thank you. And if you're drinking, Lyft or Uber, totally agree. Or sleepover. And so I am not condoning my next tip, but it sounds like it would be super fun. But what about, I read about it. What about a friendly game of spin the pitchfork? Or maybe that should be for the singles party. I don't know, but I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Maybe I have to see if any of my friends have any cute husbands. We could. What about that? Of course, can't be. You can't do that at the family party. You have to do that at the friend party because then it'll take on an entirely different scope. So pick up a plastic pitchfork. You can also do a little witch's broom. That might be fun for you single people. So I'll throw it out there for the younger generation. And Court, if you see one around here, don't tell anybody.
Well, I'm looking forward to that Halloween party invitation. When is that coming?
Right.
This sounds like a ball.
I know. I usually do a big kid Halloween party and I go crazy with that. But this year nobody's asked me, so I haven't done it. So maybe this weekend we should do an adult Halloween party. What do you say? We got some Justin, you gonna drive over? Oh boy. Gary would love to play spin the pitchfork with Joanne. We'll keep that in mind. All right. So the party's off. The party's off for this weekend. Sorry, Gary. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment for sure. And I don't think Kim would allow that, but we'll put that on the back burner. So what do you think? Who else has some fun party ideas? Truth or dare? That's a great one, Justin. Oh, this is a good one. I also thought about that. That brings up a good point. It's sip or spill. So we could do that with our martinis. Kathleen saying, "Oh, Gary." Sip or spill. It's very similar to truth or dare. You either have to take a sip of your beverage.
Thank you,
uh,
Colleen.
Thank you, Colleen. Love the costumes. Thanks for tuning in. You either have to take a sip of your beverage or spill a truth, whatever you're asked. So that would be fun. That would be fun too.
Yeah, we'll have to break out the pumpkin martinis for that. That sounds
We
good.
sure will. We sure will. All right, so what's next? We have, well, I love this Halloween topic. I don't even know if I want to delve off of that. What do you guys have in the comments? So anybody have some fun party ideas? Oh, Colleen, we talked about, you missed the whole conversation because you were certainly party to it. We talked about the toilet papering with our friends. Our friends, all of Andy, Bill, and when they used to toilet paper, they'd toilet paper my parents' car. I'm sure you were there at the time. You were my partner in crime in those years. uh, it's innocent. Gary thinks Joanna's gorgeous. She is. Well, thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. You guys must be having some pumpkin martinis over there now. That's what I'm starting to think. But
I heard that Gary really thinks that Joanne's eyes are beautiful.
well, I appreciate that. I'm starting to blush. It's not even this. It's not even the scarecrow makeup. Oh my gosh, Kathleen's saying I'm gorgeous. I'm going to throw all these comments up. You know, I appreciate them all. Kim's saying she can't type fast enough for this podcast. So I appreciate you're rivaling Justin in the comments tonight, Kim. So Justin's usually our main commenter. Play hide and seek. That might be fun on Halloween, especially if you're in a costume and you're hiding outside. You could scare each other.
Yeah,
That would
that
be a
does sound
fun,
like
sneaky
fun.
thing. Yeah, that
I
does sound
remember
like fun.
when I was a kid, my friends used to one of my friends had like a lot of land for their yard, and we would play like manhunt, which is basically like hide and seek, but you're like hiding in the dark at night in the woods. I don't know how safe it was now that I'm thinking about it, but it was a lot of fun.
My kids actually do that now. They go out and play manhunt, so it
Oh,
is super
really?
fun. Um, Justin saying that YouTube family has the best ideas a lot of time. What are their names, Justin? I'm not sure which family you're referring to. I don't typically watch a ton of YouTube unless you send it to me, Justin. And Justin is is my assistant and main researcher. He's always helping me out, and I definitely appreciate that. So I don't know. Do we want to get serious? We also wanted to talk about our challenge. I mean, Courtney and I are, we're always trying to evolve and keep things fresh and our business going. And that's something we look forward to too. We like to elevate everybody. We like to challenge the listeners and ourselves and each other to elevate our lives. What was our challenge last week? We can talk about that a little bit. I challenge you to drink more water. How'd you do?
I did a lot better this past week than I did the week before. So I think I nailed it. I'm actually going to continue and try to drink even more water this week.
Great. And then I know the other challenge was to work on, we said that we're going to be redeveloping our program and really because we want to try to help others in a different way. We wanted to keep it fresh and a little bit unique. And so we have been working on that. I know we challenged each other to do that. Kathleen saying she's doing ice cream. And so actually, Kathleen, we wanted to reach out to you on, Sunday's Halloween. We probably won't be able to do it Sunday. So on Saturday, we think that if Kathleen's up to it, we are going to do our mindset hypnosis on Kathleen, and she's going to be our test candidate for our new program. So if she's free on Saturday, let's get that going. Oh, that's a fun idea too, Justin. He's saying, do we do a dance party? That would be fun, like a thriller dance party. That would be super fun. A zombie dance party. I might have to throw that into my schedule. Kathleen's in. Kathleen's in.
Awesome.
Yeah, woo-hoo.
I'm
So
so
Saturday,
excited.
Kathleen. Yeah, but so we also have, I don't know if she's tuning in. We have somebody else. I don't want to reveal anybody's name. I know Kathleen's an open book, so she's open to it. Simon Says is another great party idea. An egg toss. Could be an egg toss on Halloween, but I usually do that more on Easter, actually. That's more in that theme. Maybe you could do a pumpkin toss. That one might be fun.
Oh yeah.
That would be fun. So yeah, now I want to have a couple of parties, but now I'm afraid of Gary, so I'm not sure if I could do it. Just kidding, Gary. Just kidding. So what's your challenge? What did you challenge me to do? Unfortunately, I'm drinking more beer than water. I'll work on more water this week. All right, well, there's benefits to both. There's benefits to both.
It's all a good balance.
Justin is saying beer pong. I would condone that, but Justin is only 18, so I'm not going to say that. The pumpkin toss, that's a great idea for sure. Um, I've been doing pretty well on the water. I'm hit or best. I've been doing pretty well the last couple of days. Kathleen's showing some encouragement. You got this, Kim. So I love that idea. I love that encouragement, and that's what we like to do. We like to elevate each other, encourage each other to really be the best that we can, and just be a better person than we were today than we were yesterday. It's not always possible, and I'm going to say it. I've said it before. I've had a tough year certainly for sure. Yeah, I've had a tough year, and it really culminated. Really, it started a year ago, almost to the day. Yeah, next week, and I think I'm going to turn that around. I'm coming into a new light. I've reevaluated some things and put some things into perspective, and just looking for a new chapter. I mean, a lot of great things happened to me over the course of this past year. And Coast to Coast is certainly one of the greatest. Meeting people like Justin and Chris, those are things, and the Barber Brothers certainly elevated my life. Kim is saying it's Kim possible. I'm not sure what she's talking about. I don't know if that's the water or what. But yeah, I think that the holidays are a great time. Don't wait for January 1st. And we're saying that we're going to be fully up and going, and we're going to be helping everybody come January 1st. Anybody who's interested, but don't even wait if you don't have to. Enjoy and that's or do enjoy the holidays. Do whatever works best for you. Yeah, I just duck goose. I'm not sure about that one. So all right, so what was your challenge to me? It is possible. Kim saying it's possible to be a better person than yesterday. Absolutely, it's possible. Everything is possible. I believe everybody has the capacity for change. And you got to go on a trip to Minnesota with an amazing group and share a room with your favorite cousin. That's true. That is absolutely true. That's probably yeah, I don't know. Colleen, I don't know if that's a joke anymore, Kathleen. I think Colleen's been dethroned. I hate to say it, but Colleen, you're gonna have to up your game. You're probably gonna have to send me some gifts if you want to get back in that top spot. Or maybe it's a tie. Maybe it's a tie. There.
And also, you and I have gotten a lot closer this past year. So that was, that's something positive from this past year.
Really? I didn't think we could get any closer, but all right, I'll take it. Kathleen saying woot woot. She's celebrating that victory. She's on the top of the podium. She may not even need hypnosis after that. Her confidence is going to be at an all-time high for sure. Oh boy. So anyway, so what is your challenge for me? I forget what it was. I believe that I did great on the challenge, whatever it was. I did do some work on the program. I did not complete my tasks, and I'm going to be up late tonight for sure. I might even be pulling an all-nighter. I really got to get it done. I'm in a challenge, and I have to get some work done by tomorrow. And I also have the Bo and Joe show tonight, which is another fun and enhanced part of my life. So if anybody, I will not be dressed like this. I think that Bo would be shocked. Maybe I'll wear the headband for the first segment and see what he says. He has a lot of props. Justin, I love Justin. Justin, you can do any challenge you can because you're amazing and will do anything. Thank you, Justin.
That's sweet.
And that, yeah, I love you, Justin, and I appreciate it. Thank you. And you're amazing too. Absolutely. And Kim saying I also need sleep. That is true, but I'm probably not going to get much sleep tonight. But that's fine. That's fine. So what do you challenge me to do this week? I gotta turn it around. I think that I have been able to put some balance in my life. I got to get some work in tonight. I did do some relaxing. Oh, Erin, Kara is loving this. She's talking her head off to you.
Um,
Kara's, I think she's about 3 months now. And thank you for turning in. I think this is the first time Erin's turning in. Look at my scarecrow hands. Oh, that's cute. Um, there, Kathleen challenging me. There's your challenge: more sleep each night. I do a pretty decent amount of sleep right now, but so
well,
what's the challenge?
Kathleen might not like the challenge that I have for you.
Oh boy.
Recently, I heard you say that legends wake up at 5 a.m. So my challenge for you is to start waking up at 5 a.m. every day.
All right. I used to do that when I was on the top of my game pre-COVID. I used to get up actually at 4 a.m. and I would be to the gym by 5 and then spinning. So I'm gonna pick up that mantle. I have been thinking about it. So, and I did just read that again. So I'm gonna do it. Oh, Becca loves the queer costume. She said I did a great job. Thank you, Becca. And Becca and Aaron are like the queen of costumes, so we appreciate it. And I assume that yeah, Courtney did a great job too. Kim saying sleep some. So good. So that's a lot of fun. And I will say that Becca and Aaron, they have 3 children and they are very creative when it comes to costumes. They are the queen of costumes. My sons have won two all of my sons actually have won a Halloween costume at school, just once each. You know, I put a lot of effort doing into it, and Aaron and Becca were really instrumental in helping me with those costumes. So
Wow,
they're
that's
always a great
amazing.
asset. Wait till you see their costumes coming up when they're kids. We got to follow that because yeah, they're amazing. Oh, Court, you may need some of their help. You may need some of their help too because the homemade costumes you'll find out always win the Halloween parade costume. If there's a costume at school, the store-bought ones don't do it. So we're gonna have to put some effort into we have a lot of insight into the homemade ones for sure.
That's awesome. I'll have to think of some ideas and maybe they can help me out in the following years.
So you sure can. So yeah, so what did we talk about? So I'm going to be getting up at 5 a.m. What did I challenge you to do? Did I give you a challenge yet?
Yeah, you told me that my challenge is to learn about Meet Edgar for our
Oh,
business.
right. That's our social media platform. And yeah, so I am going to challenge you to do that because we really need to up our social media game. I mean, and that's so instrumental. Justin is saying the 24 stay up challenge. I'm not going to do that, I hope. And the prank call challenge. You can't do that anymore, Justin. You got to call our ID. Everybody will catch you. You can't do the prank call anymore. So that's out. That's out. Bodybuilder challenge. We're not ready for that. And Justin and I were doing a plank challenge and we kind of fell off the wagon there. I don't know what happened. Um, I don't know that alien abduction costume this year is funny. Yeah, that was. Did you see that?
No, I
Did you
didn't
see?
see that.
Oh, that was super funny. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, and I can share my screen. That would be fun. That's a fun way to maybe end the show.
I saw
Um,
a funny one today. It was the woman was dressed like a car with headlights on, and her boyfriend was a deer. So I thought
oh
that was
my
kind of
God.
funny.
I'll look it up. Alien abduction.
My daughter always seems to go with like redhead costumes. When she was 1, we dressed her up as Chucky.
Abducted by aliens. Some call it absolutely bogus. But for a man in Mississippi, it's
Can you hear my screen or no?
I can, yeah.
Okay. Well, you can because you are the mic. So let me
Oh
see.
yeah. Yeah, so
Everybody can actually. I don't know
when
if I
she
can
was
find it. If anybody has the link, send it to me. Oh, that was on TikTok.
Oh wait, I
You can
wonder if
hear
I
it.
can look it up on my phone right here quick. And then maybe you guys can see my phone.
Yeah, it was a TikTok alien abduction. Let's see.
But yeah, this is this it? Oh, is it where you're like being carried away?
Yeah, the little kid.
Let me see if I can. Can you see it on there?
Oh, no. It's a video of it's a video of a little kid getting carried away.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, I can't find it, but Kathleen, if you can find it, see if you can see if you can send it to us. Your son's friend
maybe we
has
can
it.
post it on our Holistic Health and Hot Mamas
Oh
Facebook
yeah,
page later.
we'll put it in the Facebook group. But yeah, it's super funny. At first, I was like, "What the heck?" And then there are a lot of videos too. There are a lot of videos too where and what they do is they're like a lot of people too are walking on their hands backwards. Have you seen that? And
No.
they just like will go up to someone and they don't know if it's an animal or what, and the people just freak out. So
Oh
it's
my
super
gosh, that's
funny.
so funny.
It's super funny. And yeah, I was telling Courtney earlier that um, I look like the lady from Wizard of Oz, Dorothy. I look like Dorothy. Thanks, Justin. I will take that. I'm a Judy Garland fan for sure. Um, all right, so we're almost at the end of our. Well, we have 10 minutes. What? Let's have some ideas. Everybody, tell us what you're going to be for Halloween. Justin, what are you going to be for Halloween? That will be interesting. Kathleen, are you dressing up? Colleen, I don't know who's still on. Um,
Yeah, or
and
if you're not dressing up this year, what is your favorite costume that you have been in the past?
and I've seen a couple. I will say one of my favorite costumes that I've ever seen, and I remember there used to be. Oh, Justin's going to be Batman. That's fun. One of my
Nice.
favorite costumes is that when we just turned legal drinking age and we went to a bar in we just graduated from high schools, and one of my friends, they had a Halloween costume. One of my guy friends, he was very tall and he dressed up like a flower pot. It was such a great costume, and he won a big prize. That was a great time, and I think that, yeah, I haven't seen anybody else do that in a long time. What's your scary costume? I don't love the scary costumes as much, but yeah, there are a lot of ones out there. The zombies, the ghouls. Um,
Yeah,
what is,
but when my daughter has red hair, so when she was 1, I thought it would be really funny to dress her up as Chucky, like the scary doll. And
oh, gosh.
everyone thought she was a hoot. It was so funny. It was so cute.
It was cute. That was a good one. Justin saying he remembers a baseball player noticed some kid dressed up as him on Halloween and took a picture with the kid. That's
Oh,
great.
that's
Yeah, that's
cute. I
great.
love stories like that.
I do too. That's great. It must have been at a game, right? And it was probably at the World Series if it was in October, right? The World Series is at the end of October. So what an exciting day for that kid. He's at the World Series and he gets a picture with his favorite player. That is so exciting. That's so exciting. All right, well, what are we going to talk about next week? Next week, we are getting into November, and November is the season to be thankful and grateful. I think that's going to be our theme for the entire month. I think that it's very important to live a life of gratitude for sure. And I just thought of that on a whim, but what do you think of that?
Yeah, maybe we can start off each show, or maybe end the show with something that we're grateful for that, sometimes we might not really think about, or maybe we take for granted.
Absolutely. And how about this? I'm going to challenge the listeners and ourselves. This is something that somebody advised, and I've actually fallen off the wagon on it myself, is to start each morning and just take 2 minutes and reflect on what you're grateful for. And it really does change the trajectory of your day. And I've also heard, and I tried it, if you wake up in the night, I don't typically suffer from insomnia anymore, but if you take 2 minutes, if you wake up in the night and you do that same thing, it has worked for me, and I encourage anybody to try it. That you will fall back asleep. Um,
Oh wow,
uh,
I've never heard that before.
so Kim is saying, "I'm so glad I'm not at Target tonight. I stole my mom's Mona Lisa costume before Courtney was born. Everyone loved it. We should ask Gima if she remembers that costume. I don't even remember that costume. Mom having a Mona Lisa costume.
For some reason, I
Kathleen,
feel like I remember like either seeing a picture or hearing about it. Was it like a big picture?
I've
Mom?
seen it, but I don't remember. I don't
I,
remember. I mean,
that like just triggered a memory, or I think it did at least. I feel like I remember that for some reason.
Kathleen sent us a picture. I'm gonna go into Facebook and see if I can find it. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't remember. I don't even remember my parents dressing up. I find it hard to believe my father ever dressed up for sure.
No,
But
I was just thinking that too. I can't imagine that.
I can't imagine that. Yeah, that would certainly be interesting. So let me see if I can share the picture, if I can see it. I actually can't figure out how to send the video. Oh, and the attachment's unavailable. Oh well. All right. Well, we'll have to post it in the Facebook group. All right, but I think we're getting down. We have 5 minutes left. Justin saying, uh, oh, Mona Lisa. What is Mona Lisa?
Oh, where it's instead of your face, it's your butt.
Oh, my mother.
Right?
Oh,
Right? Is that
God.
it?
It was a plastic butt with the Mona frame. Well, I definitely don't remember that. I think I blocked that out from the trauma. I must have PTSD on that one. I'm not sure about that one. Oh boy.
That is so
Justin
funny.
saying November. Yeah, that is true for the men. November is a no shave November. I might try that. I might enjoy that myself. I don't have to wear a bathing suit, so maybe I'll
Right.
do a no shave November. Why not? I'll get in on the cause.
I don't know how my husband would feel about that.
Yeah. So Kathleen is saying she shared it on her Facebook. All right, we'll look for that. And I love this, Justin. Believe in yourself, go towards your goals, and never look back. Always look forward. That is some great advice.
I love
And
that.
yeah, I do too, Justin. And I hope that you do that. She's saying it was Gima's costume. I can't believe it, but
That
meaning,
is so funny.
oh, what are you saying? Not my mother, my grandmother? Oh, I can see that one. Yeah. Oh, I see now. If it wasn't my mother, but it was my grandmother. Yeah,
That makes more
absolutely.
sense.
Yeah, that definitely makes more sense. Yeah. I can definitely see her doing it, but I don't remember it. I don't remember her wearing it, but I can definitely see her wearing it. And she's someone when we speak about ghosts, I do believe that in her presence sometimes in the house. She was such a force to be reckoned with. And I was thinking about her today. There was a post, and I'm going to say this there was a post on Facebook, and I don't know. Oh, it was our mom. I'm so confused. I don't remember that. But anyway, so uh, I will say that I saw a post on Facebook today and it was saying, we're looking for old school names. What was your grandmother's name? And our grandmother's name, it made me think of her and her name is Millicent. So that's definitely an old school name. But I want to preface and warn people out there that when these Facebook challenges and they're asking you for that type of personal information, they're trying to get to your passwords, right? And to break into your accounts. What's your mother's maiden name? They know your last name. Now they know your grandmother's name. And there's just things like that. They ask things like that all the time. What city were you born in? So just be careful when you put that out there. Isaiah's tuning in. Hi, Isaiah. How are you? Welcome to the show. We're just actually closing off our Halloween show, but we'll ask you since you're popping in. We're talking about our favorite Halloween costumes. Isaiah is, he's a colorful character himself. What's your favorite Halloween costume? And here Justin's saying, what's your name and what's your number? That's true. You got to be mindful. You got to be mindful of that. Yeah, Justin, for sure. Don't give out any personal information. Absolutely. Totally agree with that. What's my scariest Halloween story? I don't know if I have one. And I have not seen the Venom movie. My son saw it. I'm a little nervous. I have not seen it, but my favorite. Let's end on that note. What's our favorite scariest Halloween movie? I don't see scary movies anymore because I don't know. Ever since I became a mom, I just can't do it. But I did used to watch, when I was younger, Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween. I don't know. I can't get into The Quiet Place. What would the worst movie? I don't know if anybody saw that, The Blair Witch Project. That was a really scary one, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you watch scary movies?
Not really. I don't really watch movies that much, but I know this isn't a Halloween movie, but I know one movie that like traumatized me as a kid was Misery.
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh my, no, I
Yeah.
can't watch that movie. When I was a kid, I like woke up in the middle of the night and it was on and it was so scary to me.
Yeah, it was scary, but it was a great, great movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Goosebumps. I love that movie too, Justin. I love Jack Black. That's another great movie. Um, so all right. So Kim's saying she got a PayPal scam, spelled PayPal wrong. So thanks for that tip, noting the wrong spelling. Don't click on the link. All right, so we're at the top of the hour. This has been a great show. Super fun. I think we should keep up these holiday themes because we're going into the holiday season. All right, we're gonna have to get what are we gonna dress up as in November? Pink, either
A
turkeys or
turkey.
pilgrims. We can. So yes, all right, that's a possibility.
We'll have to recreate the Friends scene where they put the turkey on their head.
All right, you do that one. I'll wear something. I'll wear the feathers. You can wear the actual turkey. Charlie. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Kim and Gary and Justin and Kathleen, Colleen, the Barber brothers. It was a great show. We had a lot of fun tonight. And so I hope you tune in next week because we're going to do something fun too. Kathleen. Oh, and we'll give you an update on the hypnosis, our hypnosis. Kim saying thanks for the show. Kathleen's gearing up. Justin's already getting ready for the Charlie Brown Halloween special. So, and of course, even though he didn't dress up, he's still my main man back there, and I know for sure I'm challenging him now. I'm giving a whole month to dress up. You're gonna have to get your turkey costume because that's just a couple weeks out. So we're gonna have to work on that. But thanks everybody. We had a really good time, and we will see you next week. You can play us out, Chris.
Thanks, everybody.